All right, today we're going to dive into something really powerful. 10 secrets from Buddhist teachings that, well, they might just flip your whole idea of success on its head. And look, these aren't just dusty old proverbs. This is a real practical guide for navigating the, let's face it, pretty chaotic world we live in. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? The reason they're secrets isn't because they're hidden away somewhere. Nope, they are right here, in plain sight, every single day. The problem is, we're just so distracted by all the noise around us that we don't actually see them. So this is really about a shift in focus. It's about learning to pay attention to what really matters. Okay, so where do we start? Well, our journey begins with this first section, which in Sinhala means living with reality. And that's the foundation, Because before we can even think about changing our lives, we have to get real about the world as it actually is, not just how we wish it were. And that leads us right into the very first secret. Honestly, this one might be the most profound and the most freeing truth of all. It's all about the idea of impermanence. I mean, just look at this. In the column for permanent things, what do you see? Nothing. Because absolutely everything in our lives, and I mean everything, the good stuff, the bad stuff, our biggest wins, our toughest losses, it's all constantly changing. And when you really let that sink in, wow, it frees you from so much pain. You stop trying to desperately hold on to the good times, and you stop falling into despair during the bad ones, because you just know that they're both going to pass. All right, let's move on to the second secret. And this one, well, it's a bit of a tough pill to swallow, but it's so necessary. It's all about that heavy burden of needing everyone's approval. Think about it. Trying to get every single person to like you, it's absolutely exhausting. And guess what? It's impossible. But this teaching isn't about being cynical or jaded, not at all. It's about being free, realizing that you're just not going to be everyone's cup of tea isn't some kind of personal failure. It's just a fact of life. And man, the moment you let go of that need for everyone to approve of you, you suddenly have all this mental energy freed up to just live your life your way, based on what you believe in. And that brings us to the third secret in this section. Now, this one is a really important warning, and it's about the one tool we use for everything, our own mind. Because here's the thing, if your mind is left to its own devices, it can become this relentless source of anxiety and doubt and self-sabotage. It can literally work against you. And that's exactly why practices like mindfulness are so incredibly important. It's not about trying to empty your head or stop thinking. That's impossible. It's about learning to just watch your thoughts, to observe them without getting totally carried away. And once you start paying attention like that, you can turn your mind from your worst enemy into your absolute greatest ally. Okay, so we've looked at facing reality head on. Now it's time to turn inward. This next section is all about understanding your mind. We're going to go deeper into how our own minds actually create our experience of the world. This is where we really start to take back control. And this leads us perfectly into secret number 4, which just completely changes how you think about competition. I mean, we live in a world of social media, right? It is so incredibly easy to get caught in that trap of comparing your life to everyone else's perfect-looking highlight reel. But this secret reminds us, hey, the only person you should be competing with is who you were yesterday. That's it. The real win isn't about beating someone else. It's about being just a little bit better, a little bit kinder, a little wiser than you were the day before. All right, now for what feels like a pretty radical idea in the world we live in today. This is secret number 3. We are constantly being told, right, that the next gadget, the next job title, the next like on social media, that's what's finally going to make us happy. But this teaching says, nope, that's a trap. Real, lasting happiness isn't something you go out and buy. It's not something you get from the outside world. It's something you grow right here on the inside by working with your own mind. And this next one, secret number 8, oh man, it gets right to the core of so much of our modern stress. Craving. It's like a fire that you can never put out by feeding it. That feeling, that little voice that says, I don't have enough, I need more to be happy, that is a surefire recipe for unhappiness. So the answer isn't to get more stuff. The answer is to appreciate what you already have. It's a huge shift, right? From a mindset of not enough to one of, I'm grateful for this. Okay, so we've talked about facing reality. We've talked about understanding our own minds. Now for the final piece of the puzzle, and it might just be the most important one. Our third section is called Win Life Through Action. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's where we stop just thinking and talking about these ideas, and we actually start living them. Because at the end of the day, what good is wisdom if you don't put it into practice? So this brings 4 of the final secrets together into a really clear, actionable path. First up, secret 5, give generously. And hey, this isn't just about money. It's your time, your focus, your kindness. The wild thing is, the more you give, the more you feel you receive. Second, secret 6, let go of the heavy stuff. The grudges, the old regrets, the things you're clinging to that just weigh you down. The more you let go, the lighter you'll feel. It's that simple. Third, secret 9, and this is a big one, practice what you know. It's not enough to just nod along to these ideas. A good life is built brick by brick with good actions. And finally, secret 10, act with kindness. Every moment, no matter how small it seems, is a chance to do some good. A simple, kind word, being patient with someone, that's the real stuff. That's what builds a truly successful life. So, as we start to wrap this up, the main takeaway is this. These 10 secrets, they aren't just some abstract philosophical ideas to think about. They're meant to be exactly what this says, a light for your life. Think of it like a toolkit you can start using, like right now, today, to find your way with a little more clarity and a lot more peace. So I just want to leave you with a question. Look, you don't have to go out and master all 10 of these things by tomorrow. Forget that. Just pick one. Which one of these ideas really spoke to you today? Was it accepting that things change? Or maybe just committing to one small act of kindness? Just find one thing. Where can you start today with just one tiny step? Because honestly, that's where it all begins.